Welcome back to our Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. Player ratings for Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1. We're going to be diving into every player's performance and ranking them out of 10. So what you can do in the comment box below, rank every player out of 10. I mean, genuinely, do not add any bias. I want you to be genuine. I want you to focus on how every player actually played. Some players actually had a very good game. I thought Martelli was exciting. And some players, not very much. And of course, in this one, I'm going to be highlighting who played well and who actually did not. Hit the like button for the sake of that 3-1. Let's get this video to 500 likes. Let's start off with Aaron Ramsdale. Now, Ramsdale, 2 goals conceded, 1 is offside. Let's talk about the goal. Could he have done a little bit better? In my opinion, yes. For a goalkeeper of his experience, this is your third year at Arsenal. You know what Marcus Rashford is going to do. When he's coming inside, you know what he's going to do. You know he's going to try to shape the ball around Ben White and around Gabriel. You know, and around Saliba. You know he's going to do that. And the way Ramsdale stays in the middle of his goal doesn't push up a little bit, because if he pushes up a little bit high up into his goal, maybe 2-3 steps to the north, he saves that. In my opinion, he actually saves that. But I really don't want to blame goalkeepers when it comes to, such goals. It wasn't his fault. But I think as a super goalkeeper that he wants to be, as a player who wants to become England's number 1, he's got to do much better in such scenarios. But overall in the game, I don't think Manchester United really created any decent chances. If I didn't see them, probably. But I think Man United were kind of, not sharp. In the end, they tried to play on the transition. Arsenal blocked it, and therefore Ramsdale had kind of a holiday. That Garnacho goal, if maybe I'd saved that, I would give him more than 7. So I've given him 7 out of 10. Aaron Ramsdale, I don't think he performs exponentially well, and I don't think there is a reason why I could actually call him out, right? So not a bad performance for Ram. 7 out of 10. I wouldn't give him an 8. I don't think he's in that category of 8 out of 10 performance today. Ben White, 6 out of 10. Mikel Arteta, the tactician that he is, he's got to understand one or two things. One, Ben White will never be good against Marcus Rashford. Like, he will never be good against Rashford. You can call me negative, you can call me sarcastic, you can call this channel negative or anything. Ben White has never had any joy, any success against Marcus Rashford. Never in his life. And when I saw that goal come in, I knew what Rashford was going to do. And I knew what Ben White was going to do. Because with Ben White, you have him always push inside when Marcus Rashford is trying to, pin him on the inside. He never, tries to get him 1v1. He never tries to block him. And there's so many times when Marcus Rashford found that space 1v1 with Ben White. And if it was not for William Saliba in the second half to come out and protect him, we might have had big problems. So for me, Ben, 6 out of 10, again, is one of those players that this game was kind of odd for him. Not too big, because I thought he was on the balance. Not very poor, not very good. So 6 out of 10, an average performance. He can do better than that, we know. But against Marcus Rashford, it's a big problem. Alexander Zinchenko, 8 out of 10. Zini is back in midfield. And can we talk about the assist, or should we not talk about it? Because when we talk about the assist, that is all we need to talk about, right? He allows Gabriel Martinelli that fluidity. And everybody has been asking the question, why are Arsenal not fluent? Why are Arsenal not fluid as they were last campaign? The answer is there. The answer was really, really there to see. There is one player that allows Arsenal move the ball high up the pitch at a terrific speed and in very good similar patterns. And that player is Alexander Zinchenko. The assist for Martin Odegaard is brilliant, because if he plays that ball to find Edin Ketia, there are 2 players waiting for it, Victor Lindelof and Lisandro Martinez. So he looks at the Manchester United defense. He understands, with the experience that he has, he knows they're trying to get back. Therefore, if I play this ball just behind that defense, there is an Arsenal player arriving. And that player, we will talk about later, is Martin Odegaard. So 8 out of 10 for Alexander Zinchenko. I think many people will actually not like him this campaign because he's more of a game controller. And today what we've seen is him slow down the game, right? Other than, him trying to create those, tempos and high tempos and everything, he slows the game down and freezes time and just helps us pick the right pass at the right time. William Saliba, 8 out of 10 as well. I still blame him for the goal. I still think he should have covered for Ben White a little bit earlier, right? But I'll give him an 8 out of 10 because eventually, throughout the game, Man United, Marcus Rashford became absolutely quiet, okay? So that is what he does, and that's what I like about him. Doesn't pick up stupid yellow cards, does not pick up normal yellow cards. He does not pick up stupid red cards, doesn't pick up normal red cards. And one thing he does, he doesn't allow defenders, strikers to run and behind. He has got the pace, but he just allows, presses the striker into either traffic, where he loses the ball, or he just presses him, to turn behind and, do something very, very different. So, Saliba, 8 out of 10, decent. If we don't concede that goal, FPL give me more points, obviously. I mean, yep. And I would be happier. Okay, Gabriel Magalhaes, 9 out of 10. That was a good performance, wasn't it? That was a very, very good performance. I was scared. With Gabriel coming in the team, Zinchenko coming back in the team, those are two defensive points to be worried about. Because with Gabriel, you know what it is, right? He's going to commit a mistake here and there. Zinchenko is going to be exploited defensively. But on the left-hand side, Arsenal are really strong. Actually, the most dangerous chances Man United got and created, including the goal, came from the right-hand side as compared to the left-hand side. I don't remember Anthony having, joy. I don't remember any Man United player having joy. Maybe there was this Rasmus Hojlund broke down penalty, kind of stuff. But apart from that, Gabriel was class. Right? He was really class. And Mikel Arteta talked about it in one of the press conferences recently. And he said he knows why he's not playing. So maybe Gabriel has just realized why he has not been playing for Arsenal. And that could be one of the reasons why we saw such a good performance. He wasn't losing his head. Of course, there was a time where he was, shouting at the referee. But you could see that even when Man United were, putting us under pressure, he was calm, he was cool. Gabriel, 9 out of 10. Declan Rice, he wins it. Therefore, you can guess, can't you? Should we give him a 10? Right, let me know in the comment box below. Rice, should we give him a 10? Because even if Jesus doesn't win it, Rice does. But the most important part about Declan Rice in this game is the question, what was he doing in that position at that time? He's a defensive midfielder, and therefore he's got to be on the edge of the penalty area just to make sure that if Arsenal are under any attack, or under any threat, he's going to recover the ball. But you've got to give credit to him. He becomes brave, he goes brave, enters the penalty area, looks for space. That is a high ball. It is falling out of the sky. Just sit down, looks at Maguire, looks at Evans, and is like, these guys are not even closing me down. So therefore, instead of panicking and, whistling that ball in the sky, he takes another touch. By this time, 3 Manchester United players have realized he's going to put it at the near post. And so has Andre Onana. So what he does, he powers it. He absolutely powers it. And that's what I love about it. I love players that just read the room. I love players because if it was Eddie, and I do love Eddie because I've given him a high mark in this game, I would anticipate Eddie goes for a weak shot. If it is Gabriel Martinelli, he would go for a placing. If it is Saka, he would go for a cutback. But Rice reads the room and he understands these 3 players cannot close me down before I release. And he absolutely powers it. Okay, so you rate Rice, but not anything below 9. Not anything below 9. I'll leave Declan Rice to you. Odegaard, 8 out of 10. I love the captain. I love the captain aura around him. He's one of the players that you can trust and bank on when Arsenal are down in games. Like, you can bank on him. And in this game, I would have been very disappointed if Arsenal lost the game with Odegaard on the bench. Just play him 90 minutes. It's as simple as that. There are so many players, there's so many options to take off for Mikel Arteta. But eventually, he takes off Martinelli, 8 out of 10. I love the goal. The positioning is a no-brainer. Like, Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno Fernandes, Martin Odegaard, Julio Enciso, Joao Pedro, James Ward-Prowse, Lucas Paqueta, they're going to be there, right? It's a no-brainer. They're going to be there. But what is actually interesting and what is actually very, very special about him is the way he finishes that chance. There is an element of him biting his teeth. There is an element of him biting his lower lip because he knows it's a do or die, right? And Andre Onana absolutely has no chance. Did he play very well overall, Odegaard? No. It's like a 5.5 out of 10. But because for me, he gets us back in the game and he gives us that early starting point to go on and eventually win it, you've got to give him a higher mark, haven't you? Okay, Kai Havertz, 6 out of 10, pretty much average today. In my opinion, I think the system has changed and gone back to the previous one for last campaign, and therefore he has to readjust. Okay, because in the old system, the one we played 3 games for 3 games, he has got to drift onto the left-hand side or drift into the number 10 role to allow Declan Rice, who is allowing space for Partey, to arrive into midfield. Today, Rice has been the defensive midfielder, the Thomas Partey, and Kai Havertz has been the Granit Xhaka. Now, he did find some space, and maybe that penalty should have been given because there is contact. But I think there's some things that are coming around in Kai Havertz's game. The finishing, is it going to be the last touch? Maybe. But he could have easily scored in this game, number 1, and he could have easily won it for Arsenal. Gabriel Martinelli, 8 out of 10. Arsenal had 12 corners. This guy could have had 8 out of those corners brought by himself. Like, the way he was, it's what you like about Martinelli, and it's what you want him to do. You want him to be brave. You want him to take on fullbacks and defenders. So what he actually did in this game, he collected Bissaka and Lindelof and told them, you are mine. And I'm going to do whatever I do in this game, and you're not going to do anything about it apart from causing the corners. And he kept them busy, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka must be a very tired man in this game. So 8 out of 10 from Martinelli, Saka 5 out of 10. I'm sorry, I just didn't see it. I just didn't see it. Again, not the worst performance, but he should have come off at 60 minutes. He should have come off at 55 minutes. You know, the problem with Saka is he's not mentally, a braggart. It is just that he's too good and clubs are trying to close him down. That is the problem. Right? It's not a mentality problem. It's not anything. And where it is going to become a mentality problem is if Mikel Arteta decides that this guy is untouchable and therefore we are going to be playing him 90 minutes every game. It's kind of unfair to other players. You've got to give every player a chance on merit. Saka 5 out of 10, an inspiring performance. He knows that. Edin Ketia, 8 out of 10. It was a very poor Manchester United defense. Edin Ketia should have scored in the first half. Edin Ketia should have scored a goal in this game. But I like the way he used his body. I like the way he used his movement to tell Man United and communicate to them that this is not Old Trafford and therefore you're not going to be comfortable. It is that element of a centre forward I like most about Erling Haaland and Robert Lewandowski. You just can't be comfortable in their midst. Like, it's not a parliamentary meeting. It is not a Senate sitting. It is a football game, and therefore you cannot be comfortable. And Man United, not at any point in time, were they comfortable with Eddie on the pitch. Was it right to take him off? Absolutely. But 8 out of 10. Jesus, 7 out of 10. The goal the finish, the cut. We'll talk about this in the 5 things we learned. Fabio Vieira, 7 out of 10 as well. We've talked about him in the match reaction, haven't we? What he does allows Gabriel Jesus to do what he does. Mikel Arteta, I'm not going to give him a 10. The first time I won't give him a 10 after winning a difficult game. I'm not even going to give him an 8. I'll give him a 7.5 or 7.7 around there. And the reason why it's a 7.7, he relied more on luck rather than his ability to change the game. He makes the substitutions above 75 minutes. It's unnecessary. White was struggling already. Saka was struggling already. And Edin Ketia and Kai Havertz had played the better minutes of the game, and therefore they had to come off even before 75. So 7.5, if he can continue improving on his substitutions, it's much better. Overall, good performance, and Arsenal are among the table leaders. I like that. See you right in the next one.